Warning! Another vegan is entering the internet. Warning! Warning! Run now! Warning! Warning!
I'm gonna wipe your clothes because I'm at the volleyball competition. Tyler, how would you about that, Jeremy? Whoa, what's that?
Is that a Ringo?
No, I think it's a vegan ring. Where'd he go?
Wait, where? Where is he?
I don't know. He's gone. Huh, I wonder where he went.
Where did he go?
This is Ringo. Say hi, Ringo. We can't show you his face because he's a dentist. Woo! So, Mr. Bond, we meet at last. I don't know what to say, I guess. Thanks for coming to my channel. I don't know. Welcome. 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 I'm Ringo Machiavelli. I'm Ringo Machiavelli, and this is my road to Ninja Warrior. I'm doing this video because I want to, I guess, do a little bit of explanation from where I'm from, as I do kind of mess around in a lot of my videos, and just probably explain myself, what brought me to this point, and hopefully you can join me on my journey to Ninja Warrior. A bit over a year ago, I decided I wanted to be a Ninja Warrior, and at the time I was smoking, drinking, I ate bad food, and that I did walk every day, and I did drink pretty good water, but I didn't, I guess I didn't look after my body, or I didn't have any plan for fitness. In fact, the reason, kind of one of the reasons why I decided I wanted to be a Ninja Warrior was, at the time, for a little while, I was suffered from depression and anxiety, and besides going to work, which I'm a salesman, and I struggled, I barely could leave the house on the weekends, and it was really hard for me, and doing that and going further down the rabbit hole just made it harder and harder and harder, and I didn't like it, and speaking of which, like, for the first part of that, like, it's funny, I used to say that I didn't believe in depression and anxiety until, like, it actually happened, and then it sucks, like, it sucks terribly. I didn't like it at all, and but it's funny, I ended up getting it, and now I don't suffer from it at all, but it's all obviously because of this journey. I thought that this would be the next thing if I couldn't. This was a perfect excuse to get fit and have a desire to go for it, because I couldn't be that person just sits in the gym and do weights and get big. Like, I guess that's for some people, and it's all each to your own, but to me, that's not what I want to do. If I'm going to get strong, it's because I have a purpose for it. Sort of, I want to push my body to limits, and like, obviously compete. And Ninja Warrior is like something that I've known, but even before it came to Australia, the first time I watched it was, I think I was about 16 or 17. It was the Japanese version, and I caught a glimpse. It was on TV, and my brother was watching it, and I came over thinking it was Australian, and I got really excited about it. I was like, oh yeah, sweet, this is awesome, I want to get in on this. And my brother was like, yeah, laughed and made a joke saying, oh yeah, good one, because it's not even in the country, and I guess, like, I didn't think, I always thought, okay, I'd like to give that a go, but I never thought it'd actually come to Australia, and so I'm kind of glad it did, because it sort of put me on this journey. So, and I look after, what's it been now, since I I actually properly started on this vegan, vegan thing I started this year, but I actually properly started on my Ninja Warrior journey. It was the end of April. One of my really good mates, Vegetable Conspiracy, Jimmy, went back to Thailand. He was going to work on his vegan bodybuilding, and I said I wanted to be a Ninja Warrior. And the day he left, I stopped smoking cigarettes. It took me a week to the first week. I mean, well, it didn't take me a week. The first week was really the hardest, and once I got past that, the 6 months still up for another 6 months. It was still quite hard, but once you get over that first week, I think that you can sort of push through. So and then that's when I started. So it was the end of April. So I started at the end of April last year, and then started getting into my fitness. Obviously, I don't have an average body compared to some people. When I was 19, I had a rare condition in my right shoulder. It's a form of it's a growth, like a bilateral tumor that develops in the center of the joint and the muscle, and grows like a cancer, and so overtakes the muscle. And if you don't get to it enough, it just consume everything. So they had to use keyhole surgery and radiation therapy afterwards to extract it. So obviously, for me to get strong, I had to build my core and rebuild a lot of my muscle. As you can still see, even though my right arm is actually my strongest arm now, because I worked on it so much, it's still, as you can see, there's a bit of a gap here, a section that's missing in comparison to my left, where it's more fuller. But that's all right. Like, it's, you know what I mean. These are the challenges. So I've had to spend a lot of the time. Plus, it's been touch and go. Like, I did listen to other people's channels and try to learn, and got some feedback from people on how to train and work your body, sort of thing. But it's okay. I'm sort of under the belief. This is why I am Ronin Warrior. It's like, if I follow their path, it doesn't, like, I might get a different result. My body might not like that. So I tend to listen to a few people, then try out it, see how my body reacts, and then I go with that. And that's how I feel best comfortable. So, like I said, I wasn't going for size. I'm actually in the process of bulking now to get a lot strong. I think it'll give me a bit more strength. So I've just been doing like core exercises for pretty much since last April. It's only been the last couple of weeks that I've started doing upping my repetitions, changing my schedule on how I do my exercise. As you'll see in this video, this will be my old regimen, and that's what I was doing. The new one, still got to do a bit of recording, so I'll be filming that the next couple of days and show you what I'm doing now and how much it's changed, especially with I'm doing like a military deadlift to military press up. I think it's called a clean sweep. But I've had to drop my weight, so I went from like 60 kilos lifting up here to dropping down to 20 kilos in the bar and doing multiple reps of that, and obviously working on my chest a little bit better, trying to get build all the central core up, sort of thing. And I think with a little bit of bulk will help with like I said, the muscle and stuff. So obviously it's not just that, there's so many other things. I've got to get a bit more into rock climbing. This will be a part of the journey. Like, I've got to do a bit of rock climbing. It's all these little things that I believe that is going to get me to like Ninja Warrior. Like, I can't stop now. I didn't get in last year when I auditioned. I didn't think I was ready. And in fact, if you look at back in my old video, I was at gymnastics the night before I found out that I didn't get in, and I I did a backflip. I was doing backflips onto a mat off the end of the trampoline, and I went and tried to do the same thing, but because I didn't bounce, I just sort of propelled myself, and I sort of went bang, and then just neck first, and then my body sort of came over really bad on myself, and ended up in hospital that night, and after traumatizing my muscles. So I had a bit of a fall, and I did, as much as I got back on doing weights, I didn't go back to Ninja Gym until the start of this year, because it sort of I was a bit disappointed. The next day I found out too, so I was in pain, and then when I finally made a phone call to try and find out, and they said, if you haven't heard by now, then you haven't got in, and that was even more disappointing. But these are the challenges, and I think that's a really good thing, because even though it took me a couple of weeks and I was determined, I said to my mate when I hurt myself and they'd And before they even gave me the morphine, I was in a lot of pain, and I remember saying to him, no matter what happens, before like they even x-rayed me, I said, no matter what happens, I'll get through this and I'll get back. So, and I did. So I think I'm doing really well now. It took me about a month before I started getting back into weights again properly. But it, I got there in the end, and I've got no dramas since. In fact, I'm a bit stronger in all that area now. So, because I did do a fall a couple of weeks ago on the salmon ladder doing a transfer, landed on it, and for a second I was sort of a bit taken, but other than that it wasn't too bad. So, but yeah, getting back to it, look, I'll probably do a bit more explanation as we go along, but yeah, this is my video just to explain myself, sort of thing, so you don't think it's all just me having fun and games and taking the piss, because I am serious about it. This is something that I really want. Like I've sacrificed like everything. I don't go out and I did well. Sorry, it's gonna be. I was about to tell a lie, which I didn't want to do. I did go out for my birthday last week. And that's the first time I've drank since New Year's Eve, and then before that, I think I had a couple of beers at my friend's wedding start of last December. So I had 2 drinks there, and then besides that, I don't drink soft drink. I don't eat takeaway. As you'll see from some of when I talk about the vegan thing, I'm on a full health vegan diet. I've like sacrificed everything to sort of get on this path. To get my body into shape actually really is a big thing, because every little step that I make or everything I change, it always makes me feel a little bit better. And from where I was, I used to be very outgoing in that, and then because of some circumstances that happened in my life a couple of years ago, I sort of spiraled into that, as I was saying before, into depression, and it made a bit of a mess sort of thing. It's like I said, it sucked, and every time I make a improvement or I do something with my health or fitness or anything that I succeed in, it just makes me feel better now, and that's just me just pushing that away. So I hope, I guess if I have with this, if I'm not asking people to follow my journey and do everything that I do. If you want to be a Ronin warrior, I hope that some of my examples, and I will go into detail on how I do some of my techniques in later videos. I hope some of that can help you. But even if you don't want to be a ninja warrior and you just want to change your life, I am going to sort of just talk about this and get into a bit more some of the steps that I took to get me healthy, and what I had to do to overcome the addictions that sort of held me with something, because that is really the struggle. It's once you can leave things behind and not have attachment to it, then you can move forward, sort of thing. So but it's all about it's everything. It's I'll get to it in a later video as we go, but I guess that's one of them. Just kind of want to inspire people to want to better themselves, if anything. And the other thing is, it is for me as well. This is a personal goal that I want to achieve. Compete at it. It wasn't necessarily Ninja Warrior, but it's it is Ninja Warrior. It isn't it's just, I guess, competing and going and trying to win something at a competitive level and being able to get my body into that shape. I think that journey itself for me is just unbelievable where I am now. And I'm not the biggest person, but I look in the mirror every morning and I'm happy. I've never been this healthy. I've never looked this good, sort of thing. So it's all positive. It's all positive. So, and I guess another thing about this journey is, I guess I want to leave a good example. I haven't been the best person growing up, and we all are as teenagers, and that we do wrong things and all that, and I can never make up for the mistakes I've ever made in the past. But what I can do is change what I do in the future, and a lot of that is being the better example to my younger brothers, who before didn't really look up to me, but now they kind of look up to me, and I want their respect, and that's got to be earned, and I want them to not adore me, but I am their older brother, and I want them to respect me for that sort of thing, and see that they have this kind of potential if they just push themselves, sort of thing. And also 2 nephews, and that both of them are out there, and that and they're a bit young to understand now, but I hope to sort of inspire them, or just be that good example for them as they grow up, that they don't have to go and do silly things, you know what I mean? They can go and, it's about bettering yourself and being a better person. You don't have to be yeah, you don't have to be a fitness person, but just be a better person. I think in life, we all changed ourselves. That can really make the world a better place. Maybe, possibly, I guess. We'll get through to that later. So, just my opinion anyway. But they're the couple of things that that's brought me to this. It's yes, like a bit of family, bit of personal, and lead by example. Is kind of what I want to do this for. So, yeah, and on that, so I want to get on to obviously the vegan thing. Sorry, I don't mean to just sit there and laugh, but it's just funny. Like, obviously, every time I've told people I've gone vegan, they're all looking at me and waiting for me to explode over something. Or if they're eating meat around me, and I'm like, no, like I've been eating meat most of my life. What brought me to being vegan? Like I do love animals and that's obviously a big reason for it. It's not that eating animals is necessarily wrong in a sense. It's just the way that we've come to it, the way that we're treating animals and the industry, like industry farming in general with all animals, or just like their clothes and everything. It's just, we've just made it's a mess. And like, I'm not going to even smile about that. It is a mess. And like, I don't have to be, I could be, even a meat eater would agree with me on that it is, the industry is a mess and it's disgusting. And like, I guess like I can't, me myself, I can't just sort of change it, but for me, until it does improve and fix up, then you know what I mean. Like I don't want to be a part of that. Like it is terrible. It makes me sick, sort of thing, to see how we treat animals, and it's not necessary. Like we have eaten animals for many years, and there's no reason why, like, you know what I mean. Like we can't treat them right before. At least that'll be the better thing anyway. So that was probably one of the ones. The other one was, I guess, like I got to a point in my diet where like I was eating all free range and everything, very healthy, a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruit, and everything, but I don't know, I just still felt quite heavy in that. And my mate, a good friend of mine, he's my best mate, he started this he started the vegetable conspiracy, and I watched how he did it, and he sort of gave me feedback, because when I first thought about being vegan, I was just thinking, I'm gonna eat these plates of broccoli and vegetables all the time, and like that's not like I couldn't do that stuff. It made me sick. Well, after a while it would, sort of thing. So, but he sort of gave me some feedback on it, how he felt going into it, and then like, yeah, I guess that it was like a next stage. I wanted to try something different, and at first I was like, oh, maybe I'll see how it goes for a couple of weeks and then go from there. And then I started doing it, and then it just, like, for me it feels really good. Like I feel lighter. I just took all the meals that I really liked before and just replaced the meat with like beans and stuff like that, and still made the sauces. So I didn't really see much of a difference. But for me, it's like I said, it feels really good. Everything feels really nice. Like I feel better. My skin's better. It is an improvement, but that's for me. Like I'm not just like gonna go tell you, oh, you should stop eating meat tomorrow and that. That's not what I'm gonna do, or sort of thing. This is my sort of experiment. This is where I want to go with it. I don't want you to expect me to think. I don't think that I'm like noble or better than anyone because I've become vegan. It was just I'm doing it for my own personal reasons and my, like, yeah, and that's it. So like I'm not pushing on you. Like all I can say to you, I guess, I did have a message, like going back to what I was saying before about industry farming, that we just, you know, or if you want to eat meat and eggs and stuff and have dairy, that's fine. Just just pay a little bit extra and be more conscious and buy free range and buy field fresh and stuff proper, not ones that just say they are. And I guess I know that there is a lot of commercialism that controls that, but if we all do our little bit and do it, we could all go free range. And I think if we all went free range and were conscious about that and then reduce the amount of food we ate and not waste as much of it, I think that'd make a world a better place. You don't have to just stop eating meat. You just have to be more conscious about it. Okay, but that's my message. Like, I'm not pushing that on you and stuff like that. Don't, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna run into your restaurant with a sign of dead animals and that. It's just, that's not me, sort of thing. Like I've eaten meat most of my life. I'd be really hypocritical. But I do believe that we should, if we all did something like that, it's paying a little bit extra money and just being a little bit more conscious. The industry would be forced to they'd be forced to go to the masses. You know what I mean? It's not that hard, but you know what I mean. Like at the end of the day, it's up to you. So that's about as much as I'm going to say on vegan for now. Sort of thing. I want to, as I get into it, I just want to you'll see a couple of my meals flash up, but I'll go into all the nutrition and everything in a couple of weeks. I'll just show you breakdown of food, so it'll just show you how I get my vitamins, protein, and everything like that, and all my amino acids like to make the proteins and everything. But yeah, look, I just wanted to sort of do a little bit of video, show a bit of a serious side to me, and just so you can understand, and yeah, and then we'll get back into it a little bit further as we get on the journey. But yeah. I hope if you like what you see, subscribe, give us a like, and stay tuned for more videos about fitness, good health, and longevity. Long life. I'm Ringo Machiavelli, signing out. Woo!